it's really the emotional piece that I think is the surprising part that people don't usually expect. It's yes, you have money now, but it's the emotion of well, all sorts of emotion. You go through all of it. Potential grieving of a life that you thought you had, but now it's going to be completely different. Or it's going to be all these opportunities, or almost a nervousness and anxiousness of, I don't want to blow it. I don't want to blow it. I don't know what to do. Potential like decision paralysis. So then I do nothing. And then that's another thing, or not even trying to figure out, making sure that you're on top of it, making sure your taxes are paid, all the, fees that you should be doing, all these little tune up things is where a financial advisor or doing your own research can help click in all these little pieces along the way instead of just ignoring them. When you first come into some money, what might be helpful is to start doing your own research, and that includes looking online. That includes going to different education websites. There's a lot out there, and as you keep researching, you kind of figure out there's a lot of things and a lot of moving pieces that are involved in a lot of decision making. It's not just have a stock, have a bond, and that's it. There's a lot more involved and a lot more nuance to make the right decisions. And as you keep going down that path, lots of books and podcasts out there and influencers, the question comes in, who do you listen to? And that's where a financial advisor can then come in and help, kind of sort out a lot of the questions that you may have beyond the financial 101. We have a client who inherited money from her grandfather as a significant amount, something that she never thought she would ever have. And she is very unhappy in her job. But what she wanted to do is make sure that she's able to create enough passive income somewhere else. So then if she did not work anymore, she would be okay. Her and her children would be okay. Baseline. We're not talking about giant spending millions of dollars a year. She's talking about baseline. I need to have X amount of dollars each year to be able to spend and, afford our mortgage and feed the kids and have them off to college and save a little bit. And so when we talked through those things, she was immediately, the thing that everyone talks about, especially here in the Bay Area and here in California, is real estate investments. Real estate is a great investment, can be a great investment, but it may or may not be worth it for her, depending on how much money she inherited, how much she's going to be putting down. So we went through a number of examples of, you could do that, really look at the property. These are the things that you should be looking at about cash flow, expenses. If you want to quit your job, do you want to be a full-time landlord? That is a very different job and and can be very difficult. So is that a better trade-off for you? I mean, it sounds like what you actually want to do is spend time with your kids and have income coming to you. Can we do this a different way? She brought up, should I buy a laundromat in a good area? Because I hear those are cash cows. Those are just easy. And I'm like, sure, that'd be great if you don't mind getting your quarters, fixing the washing machines, keeping the cost low. I've seen that work. It's very, very good. It just depends on the opportunity. But there's a third option too of, what if we invested the money focused on high dividends and interest, and we can support X amount of couple $1,000 a month that you need for baseline to know that you're taken care of just from the investments without having to touch principal. And you still have this bucket of money if you ever did need a quick infusion of cash, versus sinking it all in real estate, then you're stuck with, a non-liquid asset for some time. It's really about talking through all the different choices that you have. Although you may hear flashy things here and there, it's kind of what's right for you. So when you do inherit or, get a large amount of money, potentially as a surprise or all of a sudden, often you could be taken by surprise of taxes that you may not know that you owed, final expenses, administration costs, the lawyer's fees that you have to hold back. Right now, we're working with a trust or estate settlement. We're still waiting to split. In the meantime, we're trying to figure, they sold a property that was owned by the trust and they got the cash, but they're going to have some holdback for the taxes on that home, on any of the investments, on the lawyer's fees, when to pay taxes on any kind of income for this year and next year as well, because there's no way that they're going to end this trust in our minds by the end of this year and wrap it up, put in one final tax return. So it's when you're able to talk to a financial advisor, they may be able to point out certain things to check in on. They may not be the person who can help you and say, this is how much tax you need to figure out. Maybe they can give you a ballpark, but hopefully that they can refer you to a great tax advisor who can help figure out what that number is. So you know how much, of the money that you'd be getting, how much actually really is earmarked for something else like taxes or administration costs or fees, transaction costs, things like that.